Oh, shit. Shit. Stay hooked, baby. Stay hooked.
What up, guys? Hook, lock, sinker here today. So in this video, it is October 8th. I've been honestly sitting on this video for a little long. I've been kind of busy, but I want to get this one out to you guys because I had a good catch on here today, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So anyway, we're out here on Heckscher Drive, like right across from New Blanc Island. If you're in Jacksonville, you know where it's at. It's right where those shrimp boats and tugboats will park at on the dock. If you're coming down Heckscher, it'll be off on the right hand side. So I've always wanted to fish this area. So before I hit that, I went to the little bridge where the train tracks are, which will lead across to I think the Port Authority and whatever it's got going on down there. So I've always seen that bridge and was like, I want to fish it. And so today I had the opportunity to go out there and hit the bridge, and if things didn't work out there, I was going to come over to the tugboat, which you see over here slightly to the left on the top of the frame, back to those docks close to the shore. If things were not working out on the bridge or the current was too strong, because I've never been out there, so I was just going out on a limb, seeing how it's going to be. So getting the kayak and everything all situated, getting ready to push out and head out there. So this is my Jackson kayak, Bite FD. It's 11.5 feet, pedal drive kayak. Had it for like a little over a year now, maybe 2 years, and so it's a good kayak, especially for what I got it for. $800 on Marketplace. If you look at them brand new, they go for over $2,000. So it's actually quite a steal to get one of these. The seat was broken. It was just the straps were broken, but I was able to fix those real easy. And so, I've been using this thing pretty much every time I go fishing. It's very enjoyable to get on the kayak and get out to places you can't normally get to from shore. And so it's a very enjoyable and peaceful thing to have. And so getting on right there, as you can see over there, that is where I will be fishing later on in this video, because when I get out to the bridge, you'll see things weren't really working out the way I wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this video so you're not sitting here watching the whole almost 3 hours I was out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward to the bridge, and I'll see you guys there.
It says it's supposed to rain possibly a little bit, like a 46% chance, or 46% of the area, however you want to look at it. Let me do something with this phone because I don't feel good about it. It doesn't want to sit in my pocket, and I don't want to lose another phone to the ocean. We're gonna head more towards the middle because that's usually the deepest point. So what I'll probably do is go between the bridges so I can fish this bridge and that next one. anchored up. Like I said, I'm gonna drop one over here, and I'm gonna throw one over there so I can try to fish both bridges same time.
So one of the problems I was having sitting here was that the anchor I was using was not really holding me the way I wanted to. As you can kind of slowly see in the video, I'm drifting more to the left. And so I'm getting way further away from the bridge that I want to, where I want to sit in the middle. And so I was going back and forth, trying to get it to hook up. I tied myself to one of the bridge pylons later on in this video, and that held me, but again, I just was not getting any luck at this bridge here. So I'll show you guys all that right now. So this rod right here in my hand that I'm about to throw out to the left is a Carolina rig. So it's got an egg weight sinker with about 20-pound mono, about a foot or so, foot or two of 20-pound mono with a hook, and I got my shrimp on there. And since the current it was pushing me to the left, I threw it out to the left because with the egg weight it's going to roll and move around. So I wanted to move out that way that the current's pushing it. And I throw it out to the right, which is going to push it under my kayak. And now I got my line underneath the kayak, which can get tangled on the propeller or just cause all kind of problems. And this rod in my right hand is a double drop rig that one of the little hooks got broken off, so it's basically just a single drop. So it's got a pyramid sinker at the bottom, which will help keep it in place and not move around. And it's got about maybe a foot or so of length, and it goes to a hook with a float, which will sit suspended off the ground about a foot or two off the ground, just hanging out there in no man's land, waiting for a fish to hopefully come by and pick it up. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with just a bunch of video of me not really catching anything. I honestly spent like a good part of this time just trying to get in a good position. What was happening was that the waves was pushing my kayak into the pylon, so it was constantly bumping and rocking and scraping against the oysters, the barnacles right there on the pylon. And again, I was not in a stable position, and it just didn't feel very comfortable to me to keep bumping into there, and the kayak would kind of start rocking. And so what happened was that honestly I didn't catch anything in this position, and eventually with the current starting to pick up, I was bumping a lot harder and more to these pylons. I just said, go ahead, we're gonna head to plan B or spot B and get up out of here before the current gets too strong. And now I'm really in a situation I don't want to be in. And so I'll show you a little bit of my journey back to those docks so you can see kind of how the current was picking up and how I was having to deal with that. Alright, so after a nice little kind of wet ride to this dock area, I decided I was gonna fish this little walkway bridge right here to my left. So I got some shrimp pieces. I like to take them, cut the head and tail off. Kind of gets the scent really going in the water. I feel like, at least I feel like, it attracts the fish better. So I just decided to throw it out here by this little pylons in the water. I was able to actually get some fish and some hits on there, uh, but they weren't really anything big except for like one little fish I got, but I threw them back. And then eventually I went over to where those tugboats were to my right.
Oh, didn't get skunked. Got a little pigfish. I can use him as bait. Ooh, there we go. That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't know what it is, but oh, that's a nice size croaker. That's a nice size croaker. That's a nice size croaker, but I'm not keeping them, so.
So I fished that dock area for a little bit. I didn't get anything else worth showing in this video, just a bunch of nibbles and my bait stolen. So I decided to head over to these tugboats right here in front of me, and I was going to throw some shrimp underneath these boats and see if I could hopefully get on something a little bit better than that croaker I got, and actually get a real fight and a real fish, which is exactly what happened, and I was pretty happy about it. So I'll show you guys that here coming up soon. But yeah, I was really happy about this catch because it actually made my day. and it was the second biggest one of these fish I've caught in my career, and so I was pretty stoked about that. It was actually a pretty good fight. I'll show you guys coming up here in a moment.
Mm. Oh, shit. Shit. Stay hooked, baby. Stay hooked. Jesus. Oh. Oh. That's a big old black drum. That's a big one. That's a big one. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, look at that. That is a big one. That is a big drum. Woo! All right. Look at you. You are a big one. Big boy. You put up a good fight too. You put up a good fight. I like that. I like it when they pull drag like that. That had me like, when they pull drag like that, that's when you know you got something good. And we sure enough did get something good. Right there in the corner of the mouth. Look at that. Still got some fight to him. Woo, baby. Look at that. He tried to get me wrapped around that pylon. He kind of did for just a little bit, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Where are we at? All right, 20 inches. A 20-inch black drum, hell yeah. He was able to pull me all out of position and everything. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. We surely did not get skunked today.
So one thing I like to do with any fish that I'm going to keep and eat is bleed them out. So people have fish to be like, oh, this fish tastes fishy. A lot of times, especially if you get a store-bought, they don't bleed the fish out. So a lot of that blood and everything is still in the fish meat, which will affect the taste of the fish. And so I always go ahead and bleed out my fish as soon as I can. Now, in this circumstance, I was trying to figure out how was I going to do it. Because I didn't have a second bucket. If I'm in deeper water like this, I'll bring a second bucket, fill it with water, then I'll bleed them in the bucket. But I didn't have one today, so as you see that little hatch where the propeller is, I opened that up and brought my propeller all the way flush so the fish can just swim down and get away. And so I put it there so the water, it can still bleed out into the water. And what I'll usually do if I'm like at the railroad tracks or in like real shallow water you can almost stand up in, I will hang the fish over the side and bleed it in the water with my little fish grippers tied to the kayak, because I'm not worried about like any big predators coming up to me and taking my fish. But since I'm in real deep water and it's really the St. Johns River, which is linked to the ocean, which is right out to the left, there will be sharks that patrol through this area. And so I didn't want to take that risk, and so I just bled them out through that little hole in the kayak. That way I didn't have to, get a unpleasant visit. So, but yeah, every time I keep a fish, I bleed them out, and it really does make the fish taste better. But honestly, this was the highlight catch of the day, so I'm not gonna show you guys the little catfish I caught, fish the rest of the day. And I'm going to go ahead and take this to shore. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I've been holding on to it for a little while, so I wanted to get it out, which is kind of why I kind of rushed it a little bit. It was a good catch. Honestly, this fish saved the day, because otherwise it would have just been that one croaker, and that would have been kind of bummer and not really a video worth. So this black drum was really the highlight of the day and what really makes this video. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I do have more fishing videos coming out for you guys. I've been having little problems with my GoPro, so I might have to buy a new one, because it'll film, then randomly it'll just cut off for some reason. Even though I have the battery plugged in, it says there's no battery or the battery's empty, and they'll just turn off. And so it's really messed up my last two or three fishing trips, which is why I'm kind of putting this video out now to have some content, because the way that GoPro's been acting, it's been really messing with me posting content. So I might have like another little short video to put out to you guys of when I went out to Haulover Creek. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to end up replacing that GoPro with something a little bit newer and better, because it's just not doing this job right now. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you liked it. If you like this video on the channel, please do give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a comment, and if you really enjoy it, hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned for when I drop another video, guys. So keep your lines tight. Locks load out.